This is the reason why you keep feeling stuck. Like you always said, I don't know what to do. But in reality, you know, you just don't feel comfortable doing it. You keep saying, I don't have enough money. Okay. But you have skills, right? You have knowledge. So what are you talking about? And sometimes you said, ooh, I'm waiting for the right time. Sad news. There is no perfect time. You keep saying, I'm not ready yet. Me too. But here's the real question. How long are you planning to wait? Because here's the uncomfortable question. Are you actually stuck? Or have you become really good at explaining why you can't move? And wait before you get offended. I'm not saying your problems aren't real. They are darling. But I'm saying you need to know which problems are actually stopping you and which ones you're using to avoid doing something uncomfortable because magkaiba yun. And honestly, that's what I want to talk about today. And yes, I've also experienced this. There were moments in my life when I genuinely believed, I don't know how to get back up from here. Like I feel like my life is over. And yes, I had real reasons. I lost a lot of things I worked so hard for. I had financial responsibilities until now I had to rebuild. I'm still forcing myself to get up every fucking day because I know I have a purpose. But do you know, looking back, I also had moments where I was using my circumstances as a reason to stay mentally stuck, and that's a hard thing to admit. Imagine 2 years of being stuck. Because yes, it's easier to say life is unfair than to ask, okay, given everything that happened, what am I actually going to do now? Because the first one gives you someone to blame, the second one gives you responsibility, and responsibility is uncomfortable. And okay, let's make this painfully practical. If you want to start a business, but you're thinking, I don't have enough money, okay, then don't start with the expensive version. Learn the market, talk to your target clients, study your competitors, test your idea, build your skill, and yes, start with what you have is uncomfortable. So, okay, if you want to change your career, but you're thinking, I don't have enough experience, okay, then get the experience, take a course, build a portfolio, volunteer, take a freelance job, and yes, you just need to start somewhere. If you always wanted to become a content creator, cool, but you're thinking, I don't know what to say, then study. Find the topics that actually excite and reflect it. Write your scripts, practice how you speak, then post and keep practicing because you know there's no magic in life where you wake up one morning and suddenly have confidence, experience, and clarity. Life doesn't work that way. It's a lot of try, fail, learn, adjust, and try again. And a lot of the things you're waiting to feel are things you actually need to practice first. And this is where the psychology becomes interesting. Based research. This is avoidance behavior. It shows that avoiding uncomfortable situations can provide short-term relief. Think about it. If you don't apply for the job, you don't get rejected. That feels safe, right? If you don't start the business, you don't fail. If you don't have the difficult conversation, sure you don't need to deal with the discomfort conversations. And yes, it feels so good when you don't get rejected, when you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes, and when you don't have to be accountable to anyone, right? But you know for a moment, yes, you feel relieved, but nothing changed. And that's the trap. Because yes, the discomfort goes away temporarily, but the problem stays, so you repeat it. The discomfort of situation leads to you avoid, leads to you will feel temporary relief, leads to but there's no change. Then eventually you still thinking without realizing it, why am I still feeling stuck? Because the thing you're avoiding is still there. And trust me, I had to face this while rebuilding my life. I was holding on to a version of my life that already ended. Yeah, I admit it. I wanted a new life, but I was still emotionally negotiating with the old one. And honestly, that's exhausting because imagine you're asking your future to move forward. Oh, yeah. While your mind keeps looking backward, I had to accept, okay, this happened. I can't change what happened anymore. Not because I suddenly became okay with everything, but because I was tired of spending energy fighting my own reality. And once I accepted where I was, I could finally ask, so what am I going to do from here? And this is the question you need to ask yourself, not, why am I stuck? Ask, what am I avoiding? Are you afraid of rejection? then face it. Whether good or bad, the outcome is at least you'll know what to do next. Are you working a job and think you're starting from zero? But you're not. Imagine you already have skills and experience. Now ask, how can I create value from what I already know? Are you afraid of looking stupid when you create content? That's okay. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Did your old plan fail? Then change the plan, learn from what didn't work, and build again. Are you afraid of disappointing your family? Listen to them, respect them, but don't lose yourself just to make everyone happy. Are you afraid you're not as good as you thought? Then get better. You can learn, you can practice, you can improve. Because sometimes the problem isn't that you don't know what to do. You know exactly what to do. You just don't want to face what comes after. And yes, reality can hurt, but that's where awareness comes in. Once you can see the pattern, you can change it, because you can't change a pattern if you keep calling it your personality. And here's what I'm practicing now. I came across an idea from Dr. Sade Zarai that really made sense to me, and I loved her content. I learned a lot from there, and she talks about how constantly focusing on things outside our control can reinforce that feeling of helplessness. And you know that I caught myself doing this instead of asking, like, what can I actually do about this? I mean, like, because I would spend so much time thinking about, like, why did this happen? Like, why didn't they do this? And what if this had happened differently? And the truth is, I have no control with that. So now when I feel stuck, I try to go through 4 questions. 1, can I change the situation? If yes, then stop overthinking and identify the next action. 2, can I accept the pain or situation? Not because I like it, but because fighting something that's already happened won't change the outcome. 3, can I leave the person or situation? Okay. If the situation is something I don't have to stay in, then maybe the solution isn't fixing it. It's walking away. 4, can I change how I'm responding to it? Because yes, there are always situations that we can't control. We can't control what people think. We can't control what already happened. We can't control whether someone chooses me. We can't control the outcome of every decision. But we can control what to do next, and that's the part I've been practicing. Instead of trying to control everything, I focus on what's actually mine to handle. Because being stuck doesn't always mean you have no options. Sometimes you've been staring at the things you can't control for so long that you've stopped noticing the things you can. And that's the shift I'm trying to make. Not just controlling the whole situation, but just taking responsibility for my next move. So if you're watching this and you've been telling yourself, I'm stuck, I want you to stop for a moment. Just don't immediately look for another strategy. Don't make another plan. Don't open another productivity video. Ask yourself a harder question and write it down. What am I actually avoiding? Because your circumstances can be difficult, and still, there can be something within your control. And that's what I'm learning while rebuilding my own life. I don't have control over everything that happened to me. I don't have control over how people respond to me. I don't have control over whether every decision I make will work, but I do have control over what I do with where I am now. I don't need to be ready all the time. I just need to be honest about where I am, and brave enough to make the next move. Because the goal isn't to finally reach a life where nothing feels uncertain. The goal is becoming someone who knows how to move even when it is. And that's what I'm practicing, one decision at a time, one chapter at a time. And if this is the kind of conversation you want more of, comment below. Tell me what you're currently trying to figure out. And if you think someone needs to hear this, share this video, subscribe, and help me reach more people who need to hear these conversations. Because I'm not here because I have everything figured out. I'm here because I'm figuring it out.